Finish! Alright! First place! Two, one. Boost Tower! Watch your back! Watch your back! Way out in front! Finish! Alright! First place! Two, one. Boost Tower! Watch your back! Yeah! Oh, wait, oh, wow! Alright! First place! Three, two, one. Boost Tower! Yeah! Final lap! final lap! Watch your back! Pull it off! Way out in front! Finish! Alright! First place!